Hey, y'all are stuck with me again. But at least we got better lighting today. My hair looks like hell, but I've had a little bit of a reaction to some medicine that screwed up my scalp. So you all get over it. But hey, let's figure this out here, right? I don't have any problem with peoples of any different persuasions or races than myself when I'm out and about. Never had it at work. Some of my best friends look different than me. But here's the problem, okay? And here's a huge problem, right? People that look like me are still pretty much 75% of the population. And people that are black are 13. People that are Hispanic are more than black. People who are Asian are less than black. And we don't know how many American Indians they got hidden on the reservation. All right, and then people that are heterosexual, as in myself, are 99.5% of the population, and those of homosexual activity or transsexual are the ones where there's 13 different names and they don't have any idea what in the hell they identify with, are less than 0.5% of our overall population. But everybody says in TV and movies we need to have accurate representation. So okay, hey, look it up for yourself. Demographics of the United States. Just Google the damn thing. And we know Google hates they just hate white Republicans. But you know, certain things you cannot fail on. So what do you see? Every program you see is at least 50% black, but that's not accurate. And you see very few Hispanics and hardly any Asians and no Indians at all. You'll see more Muslims than you'll see Asians and Indians, which is true. You just will on TV. And tell me one program that doesn't have a same-sex relationship so that they can make sure that they represent 0.45 of the population on each and every program. And then all this interracial horseshit that's going on in much greater numbers on television and in real life, because we know the globalist ideal is to have where we'll no longer have any races. In other words, we'll all be Heinz 57s. We'll be so intermixed and intertwined with everything we won't know what the hell to call ourselves. But then what we do is like Barack Obama did. We call ourselves whatever race is the flavor of the day. In his day, and it still is, it's real popular in this country to be black, to be Negro. That's, hey, stick it. That's the scientific term for your race, so stick it. That's what you should be called. But now it's so damn popular to be Negro that if somebody is half this and half Negro, they're going to say, I'm an African American. Well, you were neither one. You were biracial, and Africa had nothing to do with it anyway. You were a Negro. Just like I'm Caucasian. Makes no difference that I have Irish and German heritage. I'm Caucasian. The rest of it don't matter. Don't matter for you either, especially if we're born here. So just think about it a little bit, right? I didn't have any problems. People in the street don't have problems, but it's all this shit on TV, right? It's all this shit on TV. And these Joe Biden freaks and this and that. This will probably get cut off YouTube because I'm going to say the phrase, why don't we investigate Hunter Biden and the Biden camp having all these damn illegal activities with foreign adversaries, why Joe Biden was vice president of the United States and making his son rich. Is that enough to get me taken down? Twitter, YouTube, and Google? Probably is. But that's the main deal is, right? People pay big money to get a purebred dog, and we don't even want to have purebred people. Now, I get it. Yeah, some certain people are going to race intermingle because people are going to fall in love with people. That's legitimate. But this shit like I'll see on the dating sites, I only date people outside my own race. Really? Okay, so that means you've already written somebody off. Or I only date people inside my own race. Well, okay. I only date people that are physically fit. Oh, good. That means you've never had an injury. In other words, it just all cracks me up now that I'm getting older, right? I used to be a big, buff, strong, gym rat, hard-working son of a bitch that did very heavy work. If I could grab it, I could move it. People didn't mouth off to me. I didn't have to prove myself. They just said, just forget about it. Because I was big enough. I wasn't the tallest guy, but I was thick enough and not fat thick. I was thick enough that we just don't want to go here today. I said, that's cool. We ain't got to go here today. But now we got all this confusion here in the United States, and I don't understand it, okay? If 0.5% of the population is in this sexual confusion, or whatever word you want to use for it, then why are they on every program? And now, how many programs I've canceled on network TV now that I used to watch, because as they've come back now, everything is racism. To the point of, I have to dig real down deep and think about it, and pray about it, and care about it, and figure out where I really am deep down inside. Because I might be a racist. And that's the TV program. I say, hell, I just had lunch with my black buddy. Guess we don't have to worry about racism here. I don't have to dig deep, right? But we get it. There's groups. You go into a group, whoever is with the group that's in the minority, where you go, everybody else sticks up. It's just a normal thing. So, because I worked in a factory that was mixed race, but it's kind of funny. It was about, I don't know, 60 to 65, maybe 70% black, but let's say 60. 60% black. It wasn't 40% white, but it was damn near that. And you might have had a couple of Hispanics and one Asian, and no Indians at all, and no Muslims or none of this other stuff that lives here. So where in the hell does that come in to me getting representation in movies and television? All right? Where does it come in? Most people in this country at least claim to be Christian, but who catches all the hell on TV? The Christian. So Hollywood, shove it up your ass, network TV, of which I was watching. I get it now, right? So Blue Bloods is coming back Friday, and they try to stay somewhat on the issues, and we know what de Blasio and Cuomo are doing in New York. So Frank better come out and tell that mayor, hey, I'm pulling the boys off the street. We ain't going out there to get shot. I'm pulling the boys off the street. You're not going to handcuff my officers. And you're talking to a white guy who's had 3 white officers. Well, there was 5 actually, but 3 at the door. When I opened it, they put their Glocks right against my forehead. But had I been black, Negro. Had I been Negro, oh hell, I would have had loads of money and all hell would have hit the fan. But I wasn't. And had they been Negro officers and me white, nobody would have given a shit. Had they been Negro officers and I'd have been a Negro, nobody would have given a shit. It's just one way. Everything's become one way, one way, one way, one way. And we're all just getting sick and tired of it, right? People, at least at some point, want to know what their heritage is. And if the gig is you're not supposed to, growing up in high school, you're not supposed to date your own race, well, okay. Well, that means everybody's going to end up interracial, and if that's what happens, that's fine. But that doesn't make you a Negro or an African American. That just makes you a mixed race individual. Like the president that we had, Barack Obama. We still have not had a Negro president. And this idiot Kamala Harris, with an Indian, meaning from India, the Middle East, India, as a mother, and a Jamaican as a father, and she wants to claim to be a black African American. Whoo, baby, boy, that's as crooked as Joe and Hunter Biden. I said it again. Well, we know I'm going to get censored, but hey, the only hope we have is Jesus Christ. Oh, now I know I'm going to be censored, but that's it. And the outsiders. We know Trump's going through this grinder, and we might still win it, but the grinder is what? The Republican establishment doesn't want him in there any more than the Democrats. They want the same old game, to keep the same old groups fighting against the same old groups so they can do whatever in the hell they want to do to everybody else, and they all make the big money. And if anybody can't see that by this point in time, you're just flat freaking ignorant. And I want to know, ignorance is an intelligent term. It means you don't know. But you're just flat fucking stupid. And people don't need to be so fucking motherfucking stupid all the fucking time about every fucking thing. They just act fucking stupid. Like I'm in Florida, we're still in phase 3, but you can't fucking buy toilet paper. But we're in phase 3. So you go and you say, okay, I got some gift cards. I'll go to Lowe's. I'll go to Lowe's online, order some toilet paper, some cleaning supplies. What's it say? These items are unavailable online. Well, they're not unavailable on other people's online. I just happen to get stuck with some Lowe's gift cards due to my health insurance. You know, there was you do certain things and they give you gift cards, but there's such a limited amount of stores they use that the only mainstream store is Lowe's. And then Lowe's talks about if it's under 150 pounds and over 45 bucks, you get free delivery. Well, no, it says to click through it when you get to the checkout. And then you find, oh yeah, you can get free delivery to the store. Well, that's also called free pickup because it tells you when you're buying, you're clicking on stuff, you're logged into your store. It says you want 2, your store has 6. So there is no delivery to the damn store. It's at the store. You just want me to pay first and then have to go through the bullshit of trying to call you when I get there. Hope somebody finally comes out, can find my shit and wait on it. But you got my money. And that's why I don't do any of that shit. Dog's getting old. We'll see what's going to happen with that. But he's a Heinz 57 too. But it's okay. See, he doesn't claim to be anything but a dog. And that's all we need to be as Americans. Right? That's it. And where are all the Americans in this country to stand up for this country? Americans. Don't let them put you in that little box in your little hashtag. You're an American, right? Because as soon as you become a tranny homosexual, you're 0.45% of the population. You don't matter. As soon as you call yourself an African American, you're 13% of the population. You get all the attention, but nothing changes because nobody cares, nobody spends the money, and nothing matters because you're 13% of the population. I'm 75% of the population. I don't get jack shit because all my people supposedly already have it, and nobody cares about us either. Because we're the majority of the population, so they don't court our vote at all. They just figure if the majority of candidates are Caucasian, that's who I'll vote for. So see, everybody involved is fucked up and wrong. I vote for an asshole like me. That's why I support President Trump for another 4 years. It's an asshole like me. Call it like you see it, right? Have a man come in, say, hey, I need treatments for this fucking horrible disease. Well, sir, it's going to take... No, I didn't tell you that. That's unacceptable. Take your ass out of my office and you come back in here, and before close of business today, you're going to have me a plan outlined of how we're going to make this shit get solved. And that's it. Well, people with those kind of attitudes kind of have a tendency to get things done. But there you go. But yeah, we've heard a lot, we talked a lot, we joked a lot. And COVID's a bite, but hey, with TV, right? TV's killing everybody. Killing everybody. If you're biracial, you're biracial, right? Or do you want to go back to the one drop of blood one way or the other, and that determines what you are? And is it the drop of your father or the drop of your mother? But you just can't pick and choose the racial flavor of the month that you feel like identifying with any more than you can choose your own sexual identity, right? Because I have a penis, so I can't be a woman, period. I could be a homosexual, but I can't be a woman because I have a penis. And that's why there's only two sexes. And yeah, there are some anomalies where people do have both organs or they have neither. And that's a whole different ball of wax. But of course, that's another group of people that gets no representation on television at all because nobody cares about them. And why do these reporters, they won't speak to Joe Biden until he speaks first, but all they want to do is scream at the President of the United States. I'm so glad when he told that guy. He said, stop right there. You don't speak like that. I'm the President of the United States. And then he didn't say, you don't speak to me that way. He said, you don't speak to the President that way. That means before, during, and after me, you don't speak to the President of the United States like you're some big shot. You're just some punk-ass reporter that don't know what in the hell's going on. So all the elections are crooked here like everything else. Que sera, sera, right? That's supposed to be a big, exciting news to anybody, right? We knew everything would be crooked after Donald Trump because neither party wanted him to win. The only people wanted him to win was the people. The people of all races wanted Trump to win. All races wanted Trump to win. That's why he got such massive numbers of Negroes and Hispanics, and maybe I don't know what the right word is for Hispanic, but I know that race of people has people that have all skin tones involved, from as light as me to as black as the blackest Negro. And they're still under the Hispanic Latino heritage because that's the way things work, and that's the way it is in Jamaica as well. Jamaican people have all different skin tones, but they don't refer to themselves as different races. They refer to themselves as Jamaican. So it kind of confuses everybody. Because I had a friend I met at work that was from Jamaica and said, "What is all this? I don't understand. We got all different skin tones where I live, but we're all Jamaican. You're all called something hashtags. You're all something hyphen something." And she said, "Keith, what are you?" I said, "They never gave me one." She says, "How come you're not just all Americans like we're all Jamaicans?" You know, and I said, "You got a hell of a point." So I'm going to end it with that. Why in the hell are we not just all Americans? Then there could be the rest of the world, and there can be us, Americans. Or as Jericho Green says, Americans. Why can't we just be American? Take care of ourselves, and then worry about the rest. And yeah, Big Mouth over there in Iran, accusing us of killing this dude, and we probably did. What in the flying fuck you plan on doing about it, huh? We'll put a drone strike over your ass and take your ass on out of here too. We don't need to send soldiers anymore. That's why the rest of these people, Donald, if you're listening, don't leave a soldier anywhere on foreign soil by the 20th. Pull them the hell out. Pull them the hell out. Biden's not going to make the Europeans pay for NATO, so let them put their own military force together. I'm sure they're going to want to buy weapons from us. You know how that goes, right? But anyway, there it is. You all saw me. I got disgusted until somebody makes things right. You saw me burn my voter's registration card because I don't go for the bullshit. I just don't go for the bullshit. And somehow, before the runoff elections in Georgia, Stacey Abrams is in possession of 900,000 Democrat ballots. How does that happen? Because I was thinking, because I absentee voted in Florida, right? So I had to apply, and I had to sign a thing. It had to match my voter's card. Then they have to get it back. Then they match it all up, and if something ain't right or I don't do something right, they tell me to come fix it. And that's how it goes. So how in the hell does Stacey Abrams get 900,000 ballots that are all Democrat? I'm thinking, well, what would somebody do? Would she come to my home and say, hey, do you have a mail-in ballot, sir? Yeah. Well, I'll just take care of that for you. She'll take care of what for me? Ain't going to take care of shit for me. Hell, I took mine to the post office and mailed it at the counter because people were going around stealing mail on ballots out of people's mailbox depending on what political signage and shit they had in their front yard. So the country's become a damn joke. But anyway, whatever happened to Americans? That's when it went to shit. When American went away. And when man and woman went away. And when mother and child went away, and mother and child became a mother's body, and what's an inconvenience to her can be killed. Take a look at the ultrasound. That's, if that sucker ain't a separate human being, I don't know what separate is. So it's got a tube attached to breathe underwater, right? What do you think a ventilator is? So I guess any of these people that needed vents for COVID, that meant they couldn't breathe on their own, so they should have just been executed, right? Like those babies. So, hey, this is beyond your attention span anyway. So, I'm out.